Friday night football brings one of college football's oldest rivalries back into the spotlight as 1-0 and 24th ranked Missouri visits 1-0 Kansas in the Border Showdown. Both teams opened the season in dominant fashion, but the intensity rises when these two meet. Missouri blasted Arkansas Pine Bluff 62-0 last week, with junior running back Ahmad Hardy exploding for 265 yards and 4 touchdowns on the ground, while junior quarterback Austin Simmons threw for 253 yards and 3 scores through the air. Kansas was just as impressive, rolling past Long Island 42-7 behind 522 yards of total offense, including a combined 312 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns from junior backs Yassine Willis and Dylan Edwards. The Border Showdown dates back more than a century, and with these two schools separated by less than 50 miles, there's always plenty of bragging rights on the line. After somewhat of a hiatus, this rivalry is back starting last year, and we've got it once again this year with both teams entering undefeated and looking sharp. Mostly clear skies and a warm Friday night set the stage for this 7 p.m. kickoff. The border is about to get hot. Missouri and Kansas Friday night. Rivalry football is back. Coming up next.
With more than 100 games played, the border war between these two schools has been a clash in the middle of the country that's been a contest played since before the 20th century. And believe me, in rivalries like this one, the wrongs from games played in 1891 are being discussed as we get ready for what's in store. This is a live look at David Booth Memorial Stadium in Lawrence, Kansas. It's the Missouri Tigers and the Kansas Jayhawks. Reese Davis, David Pollack, Jesse Palmer with you, and Holly Rowe is down on the sideline. Hello, Holly.
The Missouri head coach told me before the game they are so excited about how they've been able to prove everybody wrong. What they accomplished last week has pushed them into the conversation, and now they've got to prove that they can be even better. He said, I felt like that was our most complete game of the season, but we've got more to give. We'll see how they get off to a quick start today to prove that to the nation. Back to you.
Holly, thank you. Can't wait to see how this one unfolds. Missouri about to kick off to lift the lid on this one. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Tackled and brought down right at the 20-yard line. Good coverage there. So Kansas offense will have the opening possession of the game. The Tigers able to squeak out a close one the last time they saw KU.
Yeah, the Tigers took care of business. They handled the moment really, really well. They've had the upper hand in this series, and they showed why with their composure in the last game.
It's really incredible, too, how winning a rivalry game can take your season in a completely different trajectory. And that's exactly what happened with Missouri after that win last year.
Takes the handoff. It's Edwards. Into the pile. Maybe got one. He stopped at the 21. So already a challenge on this opening drive. It's 3rd and 9. To throw, it's Jenkins. Unloads it left. He's got it. Turns it on in midfield. And they get him down at the 43, but this is the kind of explosive play you want to build on.
Obviously, massive play by the offense, picking up a big first down on an explosive. But, David, third down defense, it's one thing to allow a first down, but you've got to make tackles. And you can't give up explosive plays like that. At the end of the day, it's all going to come down to fundamentals, and, you know, that is driving their defensive coaching staff crazy.
It's so frustrating. You want to be great on those boxes, right? You want to check those third downs. You don't want to give up explosives. Well, you just did 2 and 1. That's not good for this defense, right? They've got to control that third down a little bit better. They got to snatch some momentum back, and you got to tackle better, man. You got some opportunities to get guys on the ground. You got to accomplish the mission.
He ended up losing yardage on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. And the Jayhawks send out the punt unit. First punt of the day, and he'd love to lock them up close to their goal line. And it looks as if there will be no return here as the punt goes out of bounds. The Tigers offense, who will go to work for the first time in this one. They sure hope that that dynamic connection that was on display last week rears its head and wreaks havoc again today, Jesse.
And last week, it didn't matter what the secondary was doing from a coverage standpoint, David, whether it was man, zone, double covered, ISO'd. These two were simply unstoppable. Huge challenge for the defense today.
Well, maybe they try the triple coverage. I mean, because obviously nothing worked a week ago, but I've got to take his main threat away. Obviously a superstar out wide. Like, I've got to make somebody else beat me. Obviously a great QB wide receiver duo. I'm just not letting that wide receiver get me today.
Good pickup there as he gets the first down, and they'll mark him at the 48. Straight ahead, it's Roberts. Breaks into the open. And he'll step out of bounds after a very productive play. The Tigers with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Might as well run him again. All the way down to the 25-yard line, they move the sticks. It's first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Hit and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. They'll need a bunch on second down. Looking for a gap. It's Roberts. Might have a chance. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down. And the Tigers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. From the red zone, it's Roberts. He's brought down at the 7-yard line, and they are threatening to take it in. Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. From the gun, it's Edwards. He'll be brought down at the 5-yard line, and this defense is on its heels. Tight quarters deep in the red zone, but they can pick up a first down without scoring. Third down. And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15.
And don't get it twisted. A big part of this team's formula for success defensively is getting after the quarterback. In their last game, they had 6 sacks, won the game. They know they've got to be able to get after the QB in this one. Put some pressure on them, and they're already off to a great start.
And they'll have to settle for a field goal try. Absolutely perfect. And with that, they break the seal on the scoring. It's 3-0. He'll bring it out. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. The Kansas offense out there poised and ready to go to work. Headed outside, it's Willis. All over him in the backfield. He'll lose 3 on the play. A negative play to open the drive. Let's see what they've got on 2nd and 14. Right side, it's McMillan. Great job on the containment and the tackling. They stop him for no gain. Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, backed up inside their 20. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Willis. Brought down at the 16-yard line, and that will likely bring out the punt team. The Jayhawks will bring the punt team onto the field. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. He'll try to make the catch in traffic. Coverage team able to put a stop to that return at the 42-yard line. They'll start this drive from the 42. Just going to keep it after the snap. Got to protect the merchandise. Gets down without taking a hit. 2nd and long here. Here's Simmons to throw. Got rid of it quickly, but it's incomplete. Some 3rd down conversions tougher than others. This one a long one on 3rd down from the 43. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down. Missouri will have to send out the punt team. And the punt will hit at the 7, and they can't corral it. It goes into the end zone. It'll come out to the 20. Trying to get the corner. And he's swallowed up immediately. Stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Some misdirection with the counter. They put the brakes on it. Offense breaks the huddle on 3rd down. This is the essence of rivalry games, the big moments that you just say a few words and everybody remembers where they were when it happened. Now to see if these guys can get back in the game as we open the 2nd quarter. So they had a chance to talk over this 3rd down play to open the period. Fires to the tight end. Makes his way out to the 20 before he stopped, and that'll bring up a 4th down. And the Jayhawks will send out the punt unit. Trying to get started. And they'll stop him right there on the return. The Tigers sending out their offense ready to get this drive started. Didn't get anything done, 3 and out on their last series. They'll try to find a rhythm here. 9-yard pickup on the play. It's now 2nd and 1. And that last completion left them with 2nd and 1. And this is a fun moment for an offensive coordinator. Looking for room. It's Roberts. Can't get him to the ground. And they'll get him down, but boy, did he put some dudes in the spin cycle. My goodness. Right back to the well. Creating some space, getting just enough good blocking, and they've got it up to the 47-yard line. Halfway there on 1st down, it's 2nd and 5. Simmons. They make the stop. Not a whole lot of ground picked up there, and they'll have work to do to get the 1st down. 3rd and short now from their own 48. Lined up in the gun, here's Simmons. Firing to the right, complete. They convert on 3rd down as he gets it to the 46-yard line. Got the 1st down. They are finding soft spots in this defense. He's got it down to the 25. Missouri wants to go fast.
Man, you gotta lock in on your keys. When they run this kind of offense and they do the replays, somebody has to account for the quarterback, and they forgot who that was, and he made them pay with a big play.
Can't hang on, and he'll tell you he really should have made that catch, and he had an opportunity right in the middle. It'll be 2nd down. Going to the running game. And he could not get loose on the run. They've moved it to the 25, but now facing a 3rd and long. Lined up in the gun, here's Simmons. Makes a grab. And he's tackled, stopped at the 14. They'll move the chains. They've got a 1st down in the red zone. Keeps it on 1st down. Brought down, but not before he bowled his way inside the 10 to the 8. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a 1st without scoring. Makes the catch. They will score. Touchdown, Tigers. That was an absolute sledgehammer of a drive, just taking the air out of the ball.
And it's hard when you run that many plays not to make a mistake and throw an interception or get penalties and put you in a bad spot. But the offense just strung play after play after play together and got in the end zone.
They'll try to tack one more on their score. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. A 69-yard touchdown drive. And they finish things off with an 8-yard toss for the score. From inside his own 10, he'll try to help out their field position. Just able to get out to the 18-yard line on the return before he stopped. They'll run the RPO and throw it right. Nice gain on that play, but leaves it a little short of the first down. Got 7 on that last completion. They might be able to take a shot on 2nd and 3. They'll run the counter. Here's some daylight. Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They've got it out to the 41 with a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They'll ride the hot hand. Picked up maybe 3 on the play at 2nd and 7. After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line 2nd and 7. Looking to throw, it's Jenkins. Pressure's there and he lets it go. Just gets rid of it to avoid the sack. A chance to sort of put the defense on its heels if you convert a 3rd and long, this one from the 44. From the gun, wants to pass. Throws to the tight end. This time he's got his man. They convert on 3rd down as he gets it to the 46-yard line.
And it's on 3rd downs like this, if you want to attack the middle of the field, you got to look for the tight end. Really nice route. Great job looking that football in. You can tell this quarterback really has a lot of confidence when he's in the pocket looking for the big fella, and they're able to hook up there.
And, man, you love to see that from this offense, coming out and answering, right? Like putting a drive together. Their defense just gave up a touchdown, but you want to snatch the momentum back. Nice job putting a little bit of a drive together. Now let's go cap this thing off with a touchdown.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away. Nowhere to go with the football that time offensively. The defense coming up with a huge negative play.
Wide receiver comes in motion. Not quite in rhythm there, incomplete. Going to work on 2nd down in the red zone, and still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage. And guys, they've come through on the first 2 3rd down tries. This one might be a little tougher. They're all over him. They got him. Great pressure by this defense.
I think a big part of the formula to this team's success is their ability to get after the quarterback. In game 1, they had 6 sacks and obviously won that football game. They know coming into this one today, they have got to be able to get after the quarterback, and they're off to a great start.
And it looks as if they're going to try a field goal. He'll try to knock it through from 38 yards out. Good, right down the boulevard. This is now a 7-point game. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. Cuts it upfield. It's Roberts. Defense in the right spot. They stop him after a gain of 2 to the 28. Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and they'll talk it over to see if they can build on this lead before halftime. Long way to go on 2nd down. Motion from the wideout. The give to the back. He fought him off for a while, but that's what they mean by gang tackling. Now we get a timeout call by the Jayhawks. It's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half. Lined up in the gun. Here's Simmons on 3rd. Out of the backfield, he's open. They'll make the stop about a yard short of the first down. Kansas will take a timeout. That's their second. And they'll still have 1 in their pocket for what's left in this first half. The kick is on its way. Nice job to make the fair catch at the 16. Make sure that ball didn't bounce into the coffin corner. Wide receiver going in motion. Looking downfield, it's Jenkins. Throws for the tight end. Complete in the middle. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37.
I know one of the things this offense takes a lot of pride in the passing game is they feel like they can attack every area of the field. They have success when they throw it outside, but they're really good throwing to the middle of the field too. Quarterback has confidence. There's really good timing in this passing game, and you saw it right there between the QB and his intended target, getting that big catch.
They'll throw again after the incompletion. Out wide right, it's Thurman. The Tigers will call a timeout. That's their first. They'll take a moment to gather their thoughts and put together a plan for this third down play. Third and long right here. From the gun, wants to pass. Keeping his eyes downfield. Still on his feet at the 45. He's stopped right at the 50-yard line, but they'll move the chains. It's first down.
Man, that's so frustrating. It happens so fast. He just pulls it down. It looks like pass. He pulls it down, and he's gone. Just like that, chewing up yards. So much speed, so hard to stop.
They'll try to kick it into overdrive. Clock's running, second down coming. Hey, we're getting close to halftime, and it looks as if the big fella wants to be all over the highlights.
Goodness gracious, he is open. When he leaves the huddle, apparently he's open. A ton of catches already early in this ball game. They are featuring him and finding him.
Shotgun snap on third down. Extending the play. And the defense will corral the quarterback, and down he goes at midfield. Timeout on the field. Missouri calls it second. And they'll still have one in their pocket for what's left in this first half. Make sure that there's not going to be a return on this one. Ball's out of bounds, and I think they'll mark it right around the 25. Throwing Simmons. Looking to the big tight end. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in. Looking downfield, it's Simmons. Left side is Lee. They bring him down, but not before he gets a first down at the 35.
Nice job by the quarterback, seeing the receiver come open, getting him the football, making the first down, and they like to do this. When they make a first down, they want to go fast. They want to crank up the tempo.
They make the tackle, but not before he picks up the first down. The Tigers headed quickly to the line. The Tigers spin their third and final timeout. And they won't be able to stop the clock again for the remainder of this half. Snap on first down, wants to throw. Just can't pull the trigger, and the quarterback is sacked at the 41. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Going to take a shot. The pass is incomplete, and 1 second is left. Just enough time to get off one final play of the half. Here's Simmons to throw. Going back to the well, another deep ball. Incomplete. They took a shot to wrap up the half and came up empty. Halftime as both teams head into the locker room. We're looking forward to a terrific second half, but before that, let's check in with Kevin Connors.
Fellas, welcome into our EA Sports Studios here in Orlando, the Week 2 edition of our College Football Update Show. We start with a look at Rutgers, taking on the Boston College Eagles. And it's the Scarlet Knights, looking to make it 3 straight victories to start the new year. So far, so good. They lead this one in the first half. Now back to your game in Lawrence. And yes, football is a game of inches, but man, is that really the case when you consider the length of some of these possessions. Look, I'm not an analytics guy, but I do know this. The team that sustains drives and just moves the sticks might be the team that comes out on top today. With that, let's throw it back to the guys to see how the fight between Kansas and Missouri plays out.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. And they'll get him on the ground as the offense comes out to start the next drive. The Tigers send out the offense to go to work. They go to work in the third quarter with the lead, but they have had a little trouble keeping their quarterback upright.
Yeah, and you have the lead, you're positive, but the offensive line coach is definitely going to be upset. And the offensive coordinator, listen, I don't want my guy getting touched. He's being productive, but give him some more time here in the second half.
I think you can do that, too, offensively, by maybe leaving your tight end in to help block, maybe chipping with running backs to help these tackles out on the edge, because you're right. That pocket has been shaky, and if it continues to be that way in the second half, this could be a much different-looking football.
A 3rd and short coming from their own 20-yard line. Lined up in the gun, here's Simmons. Oh, pressure's coming. And he's sacked. Great work there by this defense.
For this defense, man, to get back into the game, we talked about it at half. They got to pressure the quarterback. They got to force some sacks, and they do it. On this first drive, they get to him. They get him on the ground. Nice job by this defense.
So Missouri will have to punt it away. Looks it in. He was hoping for a little more running room, but they're able to get him down at the 45. The Jayhawks rock out to start this drive. So they get the ball back after the defense forces a punt, and I'm sure they tried to make some adjustments at halftime after a little bit of a rock. He's going for it all. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it. Looking for a man. It's Jenkins. Quickly out on the screen to the wide receiver. Almost got it to midfield on that one. He's out of bounds a yard short at the 49. 3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Fires to the wideout. And the 3rd down pass incomplete after a good deflection by the defense. The Jayhawks will line up to punt it away. That leg is staying loose. Already the 5th kick of the night. Able to keep them from getting a return, and the ball goes out of bounds. They're going to mark it right around the 20. Out comes the offense as they get set to take over. Looking for space. It's Edwards. Knocked down after picking up 5 out to the 24. Got 6 on first down. Now a lot of options on 2nd and 4. Keep it on the ground. And he is just engulfed at the line by this giant defensive tackle. Simmons. Back's got it on the screen. Really nice job to get it past the sticks, pick up the first down at the 30. Mizzou coming out with a fresh set of downs. They'll give it to Hardy. Couldn't find a lane, a pickup of 1 to the 31. Didn't get much on first down, it's 2nd and 9. They go right back to Hardy. Just sort of a relentless run, getting everything that was available to him, and they'll mark him down at the 40. On 3rd down, here's Hardy. He'll be dragged to the ground, but it'll be a first down. The Tigers are moving quickly down the field. Looking for room to the right, it's Hardy. There he goes. Couldn't ask for much more there. A first down, and they're down to the 42. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs.
And it's going to be interesting to watch this defense, man, because obviously when you're trailing, and offenses can sometimes get conservative. That's 2 runs back-to-back. Do they get more aggressive and try to bring more guys near the line of scrimmage, not let them waste time, and try to get their offense the football back?
Out wide left, it's Lee. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is. Hold. Amazing how many times an offensive holding penalty will stall a drive. We'll see if the offense can overcome it. Tight end now in motion. Pulls and throws off the RPO. Could not make his way to the corner. Ninth play of the drive coming up, but this one will be tough. 3rd and long. Lined up in the gun, here's Simmons. Firing deep. In the end zone, he's got it! Touchdown, Tigers! It is getting rowdy as Missouri extends its lead on the hated Jayhawks.
Tell you what, man, Mizzou came into this one ready to go. They have been flying high and flying all over the field, making things happen.
Making things happen, making plays, playing with energy, really meeting the standard for this rivalry game.
And let's hold on just a minute here as the officials are going to have a second look. So after reviewing the undisputable video evidence, the replay booth has decided to overturn the call. Kick is in the air. And he will boom that punt out of bounds. No chance for a return. Let's see where the officials spot it. Running inside. It's Willis. Turning it on. He'll get it out to the 25. Not bothered at all being backed up, and they've got a first down. They'll move the tight end. Looks as if they didn't get it off in time. It'll be a delay of game. Delay of game. That is a completely avoidable penalty. The quarterback just went into brain lock and lost track of the play clock. Got it behind the line. It's McMillan. Down he goes. A lot of ground to cover, and they need a chunk here on 2nd down. Left side is Pickett. Makes the catch, and he's free. The defense got caught that time, and they finally get him on the ground at the 41.
That's a bang-bang type play, RPO, in and out of the hands of the QB quickly. Just get it into the hands of your playmaker as fast as possible and let him do the rest. When you've got this guy's athleticism, man, that is such a great design on offense, and it comes up big.
And he's able to shed one tackle and gets a pretty good pickup. After the 9-yard pickup on 1st down, here's 2nd and 1. Motion from the wide receiver. Off play action. And the quarterback runs out of time, and down he goes at the 38.
He tried to go play action, but that did not affect the defensive tackle. He was bull rushing his guy, collapsing the pocket, and he comes away with a sack.
They need a huge play on 3rd and long. To the air, it's Jenkins. Got the back over the middle. They'll pick up enough yardage for the 1st down. They've got it at the 30. And the Jayhawks come to the line with a fresh set of downs thanks to that last connection in the passing game. They'll move the wide receiver. Now on the move. Gets down, and like they say, touchdown, 1st down, or get down, and he got 2 of those on that one. This offense hasn't found the end zone yet. Starting to move, it's 1st and 10. Going to the run, it's Thurman. Just smothered on the play. The Jayhawks now with a long way to go to pick up the 1st down. That's it for the period, and Missouri has the lead. Well, now let's take a look at the stats and what has been a nip-and-tuck affair. final quarter is on deck, and it looks as if they are ready to go. They had a chance to mull things over. Let's see how they start the final period here on second down. Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. On the option. Pulled down at the 11-yard line as they inch closer and closer to pay dirt. Boy, they'd love to move the sticks here and take a shot at it on 1st and goal. On 3rd down, he drops to throw. Sweet cut there. And he's not going to get the 1st down. Good stop there. And here we go, down a score. They'll go for it on 4th down. Stop cold. Couldn't find even a sliver of daylight. They lose yardage, and they'll turn it over on downs. Here's Hardy to begin the drive. Gives them some room to operate as he rumbles ahead for 6 out to the 15-yard line. 6-yard pickup on 1st down leaves them with 2nd and 4. Again, it's Hardy. Oh, he's got some space. Inside the 50. A huge play, and they get it all the way to the 45-yard line.
Really nice job by the running back here in the 4th quarter, picking up that 1st down. They need him now. They've got the lead, but not by a lot late in the game. They need him to play his best football at a moment in the game when everything is on the line.
They've got a 1st down here. Want to start its bend to this season. We've got a great game here. Close ball game, 4th quarter. Couldn't ask for anything more. Throwing Simmons. Gets it to the back. Nice move to keep running. Gets him down at the 30 after a 15-yard pickup. They are threatening, and they have a 1st down. On the ground with the counter. Plows through the defense. Nowhere to go on that one. He's going to lose 5. Now on 2nd down. The run inside. It's Edwards. Couldn't really get started there. Pickup of 1 to the 35. Offense breaks the huddle. It's 3rd down. Lined up in the gun. Here's Simmons. Right side, it's Lee. They'll get him stopped just short of the end zone, but they're in business here with a 1st down.
And it looked like for a second, man, he was going to take that all away. He was going to score, broke some tackles, made the play, down inside the 5. He finally gets wrapped up. Now this offense set up with a 1st and goal situation.
Stopped in his tracks, and they'll have to try it again. They'll send the tight end in motion. Got it back on 2nd and goal. Going right back to the well, and this time he finds water. Gets it into the end zone for the touchdown.
You know, this guy's had a big role in this offense this year, especially when they get down close to the end zone. That's his 5th rushing touchdown on the year. He's been a factor for these guys offensively.
Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And the extra point is true, and they have a 2-touchdown lead, up 14 in the 4th.
Missouri, 17, Kansas, 3.
On the move from inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Kansas gets the ball back, and the Jayhawk offense is ready to go to work. They've got it back after that last drive stalled out, and they were stopped on 4th down, David.
Yeah, and they put a little bit of a drive together, but, Jesse, they stalled on the other side of the field, and they got to find a way to keep that momentum going as they get closer to the end zone.
I agree. I do like their mindset, though, and I think they need to continue being aggressive moving forward in this game.
Tackled almost immediately. They're well short of the 1st down. Back to throw, it's Jenkins. On the move. Going to try to get it himself. And with that effort, they pick up a fresh set of downs. They have it at the 34-yard line. And the Jayhawks will snap it on 1st and 10. Pulls it on the option. Breaks into the open. Smashes through the tackle. They drop him at the 47-yard line, but he'll have plenty to move the sticks. Tight end now in motion. Drops back on first down. Back's got it on the screen. He's down right there, short gain on the grab. The Jayhawks want to pick up the tempo.
Well, and here's the problem offensively. Because you're trailing by so much so late in the game, the defense now is going to be playing big zone coverages, and they're going to allow you to throw the ball underneath in the middle of the field, rally to make a tackle, and bleed the clock. It's going to be hard now for this offense to claw their way back in this one.
On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. Just too much of a rush, and down goes the quarterback just behind the midfield stripe at the 49. Got to make the play on 4th. Makes the grab. Not gonna make it, and the 4th down gamble backfires. They'll run this play from the pistol. They'll start this drive on the ground with Hardy.
I know exactly what I have to do here. Defensively, we got to get the stop. So we're playing run. We're selling out to run because we're thinking they're going to run the football, and we got 3 timeouts. Let's use them wisely. Let's use those timeouts, save as much clock as we can so our offense has some time on the clock to do some damage when they get the football back.
Now we get a timeout called by the Jayhawks. It's their first. They still have a couple of timeouts to work with in this final quarter. Brought down at the 32-yard line. Picks up 15 yards on the play and an important first down. Kansas will take a timeout. That's their second. They've got 1 timeout left now. They'll have to choose wisely as to when to use it. Not a whole lot of room as he gets a couple inside the 30 to the 29. They'll use a timeout on defense here. That's their final one. The clock stops just once more at the 2-minute mark. Pulls it on the option. Hit and drop behind the line. He'll lose a yard. We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and they have this game in hand right now. We'll see just how aggressive they want to be on offense. They'll try to run it in with Hardy. But got some room, entered to the goal line. Into the end zone unimpeded, except for that piece of laundry on the field. This might be coming back. And that is a punch right in the gut to make a play like that and have a penalty wipe it out. From the gun on 3rd down, Simmons. A little too much on that one, just out of his reach. And for the second time tonight, they'll trot out the field goal kicker. And if they can make this and turn it into a 3-score game, they'll have this one all but locked up. It's good. He hit that one right down the middle. And now the lead is extended a little further.
And with that kick, man, it's a tall order for the other side. I mean, down 3 possessions. Like, this offense is going to have to get the ball and do something with it, and do it quickly if they want to get back in this football game.
Fielded in the end zone. It's Parker. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. First snap of this drive will come from their own 17. They'll run the RPO and fire to the right. He gets across the 25, steered out of bounds at the 26. And the Jayhawks can really attack on this 2nd and short. Back to throw, it's Jenkins. Quickly to the flat, the wide receiver screen. Got him right there. Now they've got to hustle to the line and get set. They'll go to the air on 3rd and short. Out wide left, it's Thurman. That'll be enough for a fresh set of downs. He gets it to the 32. The Jayhawks want to move quickly.
You're coming into this game, if they throw completions and get first downs, that's when they like to change up the tempo and go fast. You're seeing it here.
They get him at the 42, but he picked up 10 there. This offense will snap it from the 42 on 1st and 10.
Offenses love the explosive plays through the air, pushing the ball down the field. And look at this. Sometimes it creates some momentum, and you want to capitalize. So you go get on the ball and get ready to run some no-huddle.
Pulls it in. It's Thurman. Excellent job rallying to the ball, and they knock him down. Picked up 5 on that last pass play. Now it's 2nd and 5.
It's always interesting how people handle late game. Like, you know this game is over. There's not a lot to gain from it, but some people try to throw the ball deep and continue to make plays. They throw it short. The clock's running out, and there's not a lot to talk about that's going to be positive for this offense.
Well, it feels like everybody else on offense has been getting some in the passing game this drive. Finally, they get the tight end going, too. He's like, dude, I'm good, and I'm open. Throw me the ball. And that's exactly where their quarterback goes. He's feeling it right now. He's distributing the football to a bunch of different people. And the defense right now, they have no idea who's getting it next.
3rd and short, coming from the 34. You wonder if this is 4-down territory. Look out! And down he goes. And guys, hold that thought just a second, because here comes the 4th down play. If they don't get it here, this one is probably over. Snapped it, and he has to have it. Under pressure. Being chased. Big tight end makes the grab. 1st down, still on his feet. He's got enough, and they roll the dice on 4th down, and they keep the drive alive. These two old rivals don't clash as often as they once did, but now bragging rights will belong to Mizzou. Until next time. That's going to do it for us as the season marches on. For David Pollack, Jesse Palmer, and Holly Rowe, I'm Reese Davis. This has been a presentation of EA Sports College Football.
So the Kansas Jayhawks try to fight and hang in there, but eventually just too much Missouri Tigers, too much Ahmad Hardy. He was injured for part of the first half, but he comes back and plays a big part in the Tigers getting this 20-3 win. The Tigers defense doing well too, stopping the Jayhawks on that 4th down when Kansas was about to score a touchdown that I think was going to tie it. But in the end, Kansas gets a 17-point victory over their rival, the Kansas Jayhawks. Or excuse me, Missouri gets a 17-point win over their rival, the Kansas Jayhawks. 20-3 is the final. Looking at the team stats, Missouri had the edge in first downs, 21-17. Total offense, Kansas actually had the edge, 330 to 321. Rushing yardage, Missouri had the edge, 168 to only 69 for Kansas. Passing yards, Kansas had the edge, 261 to 153. 3rd down conversion percentage, Missouri had the slight edge, 45% to 43%. No turnovers for either team, and the time of possession battle was won by Missouri by about 3 minutes. Looking at the player stats for Kansas, Chase Jenkins finishes 25 of 34 for 261 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. For Missouri, Austin Simmons finishes 16 of 24 for 153 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. Leading rusher for Missouri, despite being injured for part of the first half, Ahmad Hardy gets 14 carries for 107 yards and a touchdown. For Kansas, they were led by Chase Jenkins, the quarterback, 11 carries for 38 yards for him. Leading receiver for Kansas was Carson Brune, 6 catches for 86 yards. For Missouri, they were led by, I guess we'll give it to Caden Lee, 2 catches for 46 yards for him, though Caleb Goody did have a receiving touchdown. Leading blocker for Missouri was Zach Owens with 7 pancakes. For Kansas, it was Connor Stroh with 5 pancakes. Defensive leaders for the Jayhawks, they were led in total tackles by Jaden Harris with 11. Tackles for loss, they were led by Kevin Otis with 3. Sacks, it was a tie between Kevin Otis and Josh Galbraith with 1 each. And no interceptions for the Jayhawks. For Missouri, no interceptions. Elias Williams led the team in sacks with 2. He also tied for the team lead in tackles for loss with 5 other players. And in total tackles, Santana Banner led the team in total tackles with 11. Looking at, I don't think we did Kansas, did we? Yeah, I think we did, right? Yeah, we did. Kicking stats for Kansas, Martin Connington made his only field goal that he attempted from 38 yards out. No extra point attempted for Connington. For Missouri, Blake Craig made both of his field goal attempts with a long of 53, and he was 2 of 2 on extra point attempts as well. Punting for Missouri, Mark Shenauda had 4 punts for an average of 47 yards per punt. And for Kansas, Jamie Chapman had 5 punts for an average of 35.2 yards per punt. Kick returns for Kansas. Tyron Parker had 4 returns for an average of 15.2 yards per return, and Tate Nagy had 1 return for 16 yards. For Missouri, Demarion Folks had 1 return for 13 yards. Punt returns for Missouri, Malay Fanoti had 2 returns for an average of 6.5 yards per return, and for Kansas, Tyron Parker had 1 return for 6 yards. Scoring summary in the first quarter, Missouri got the scoring started out with a 31-yard field goal by Blake Craig. It was 3-0 Missouri at the end of 1. Second quarter, Missouri adds an 8-yard touchdown pass from Austin Simmons to Caleb Goody. Then Kansas gets a 38-yard field goal from Martin Connington. At halftime, it was 10-3 Missouri. Third quarter, there is no scoring. Fourth quarter, Missouri gets a 1-yard touchdown run from Ahmad Hardy. This was after a big 4th down stop where Kansas was driving almost for a touchdown, but Missouri got the 4th down stop. And then Missouri closes out the scoring with a 52-yard field goal from Blake Craig, and that gives you your final score of the 24th-ranked Missouri Tigers 20, Kansas Jayhawks 3. So the border war between Missouri and Kansas once again goes to the Missouri Tigers, second straight year they've won this rivalry matchup. This time it's in Lawrence. The headline from the game says, "Into the jungle, the Tigers leaves Jayhawks victorious in this season's The Border War." Highlighted players were Ahmad Hardy for Missouri and Jaden Harris for Kansas. You see, Kansas actually had the edge in total yards and passing yards, but Missouri had the edge in rushing yards and the all-important scoreboard. So the Tigers get the win over the Jayhawks in that rivalry game. Next game coming your way from week 2 is going to be FCS Southeast at the South Carolina Gamecocks. But until then, from Lawrence, Kansas, the 24th-ranked Missouri Tigers get the rivalry win over the Kansas Jayhawks 20-3, and we will see you next time.